guys, and welcome to Ecommerce Agency, the first agency by e-commerce business owners for e-commerce business owners. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down all things payment gateways and payment processors. So if you're from outside of the UK, USA, Australia, and you need help with finding the right payment gateway for you, I recommend staying tuned because I've got some amazing information. So, as I'm sure you guys already know, the first payment processor you should be using is Shopify. Now, to see if your business is able to actually use Shopify as their payment processor, you need to take a look at Shopify's help page to see whether your country is actually available. So, Shopify take care of most countries in and around Europe, ranging from Australia, UK, US, and also Chinese countries such as Singapore and other countries like Sweden as well. So always take a look at this page because it does update every couple months. So if your country does start to get accepted by Shopify, then you can use these guys directly. Now, Shopify usually take a couple percent as their obviously processing fees, and you want to be making sure if you're using third-party companies that you're also taking a look to make sure that they stay in the same range as Shopify's fees and processing fees as well. So if you can't use this, don't worry, fear not, because Shopify actually do have another page where you can actually go to check to see what other countries Shopify payments can actually be used for. Now, what Shopify have actually done is partnered with other companies to represent them and to show them on their website to see whether you can use them as well. So all you need to do is go to the Shopify /payment gateways / whatever your country is, and that's actually going to take you to this page here where you can choose to see which third-party payment processors to go with as well. So let's just go ahead and take a look at a different country. For example, let's do Kenya. So let's start off with Kenya, for example, and within Kenya it will actually show us the other third-party payment processors that Shopify vouchers for as well. One of them being Ebanks. Now, Ebanks is actually a great payment processor for most of you guys to get started off with. You're probably going to have a registered business to help you out a little bit further. However, if you do have a registered business and you apply for Ebanks, then this is absolutely great. It allows you to sell in and around Latin America as well. The next one we're also going to be taking a look at is 2Checkout as well. 2Checkout is really great for any of you guys based outside of Latin America. It's really good for people based in Asia as well. So 2Checkout is really great. Another company most people don't actually talk about is taking crypto payments. Crypto payments are on the rise. However, your conversion rates aren't going to be as good if you're not using companies like 2Checkout and Ebanks as well. So first thing, let's go take a look at Ebanks and see what kind of fees Ebanks are using. And if we can't see their fees, we do need to take a look at how easy they are to integrate and whether they do accept you as a business or not. So let's take a look at Ebanks. Now, Ebanks have their own dedicated Shopify page to where you can go ahead and see how easy it's going to be to integrate. Now, as you can see here, Ebanks says they're selling online. They give you support for your e-commerce business, and they've got over 370 million consumers as well. So Ebanks is definitely the first company to go ahead and take a look at. You want to be putting your credentials in there with your phone number and applying and just going back and forth with them to make sure that they're the right fit for you guys. Now, with Ebanks, it's a seamless integration, and it also gives you custom gateway names. It also gives you CPF validations as well, so it protects you against fraud and any scams that might be happening on your website as well. Now, Ebanks also does boast a higher conversion rate than their competitors. They also say that you can actually integrate it with your Facebook Pixel as well. Now, with it being a third-party software, always install your Facebook Pixel onto whatever pages your customers are being redirected to, because you want to track and know whether they're actually checking out or whether there's any sort of resistance in the checkout as well. Now, as you can see here, it's an all-in-one payment platform. It takes payments from Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, Colombia, Ecuador, Moldova, Uruguay. It's definitely one of those payment processors you want to be taking a look at if you're based from any of those countries as well. Now, Ebanks actually takes Visa, American Express, MasterCard, and one thing to actually mention is it will only take payments based on people in that country as well. So if you're based in Brazil and you want to advertise in the USA and sell to the USA market, you won't be able to do that with Ebanks itself. You definitely need to have a look at PayPal or one of those businesses. Another great point actually is that Ebanks actually uses installments as well. One thing that's really good for these guys is I think they definitely have it on their website, but most payments from Brazil are actually in installments. So around about 50 to 57% of payments from Brazil are installments. So if you guys do want to advertise and test in Brazil market, then you really want to be using some type of installment options. It's definitely going to boost your conversion rates. Now obviously with installments it's a bit tricky. You really want to have a higher ticket product when doing that as well. So as you can see here, they have a transparent checkout, investment savings and safety for your customers, and obviously partner connections as well when using Ebanks. And if you want to apply, I really do suggest always using the chat box feature, messaging these guys, going back and forth with them and seeing if they're the right fit for your business as well. Now Ebanks is obviously a paid service, so you do need to definitely take a look at their paid options. So if you want to get the free chart to see how much they want to charge, all you need to do is go to business.ebanks.com/en/pricing, take a look and apply for their small to medium business contract, and within there they're actually going to deliver you all their fees and all the charges that they do. Remember guys, you want to make sure with any third-party payment processor you're getting fees as close to Shopify payments as you possibly can. Ultimately, with lower fees you're going to get better revenue. So Ebanks actually has two different options. With the lowest option you're still going to get the 24/7 support, you're still going to get the anti-fraud options, and you're still going to get all the basic services that you guys are going to need as well. So that's Ebanks out of the way. Like I said guys, Ebanks is going to be for all you guys based in and around Latin America. The next company we want to go take a look at for all you guys based in and around Asia is a company called 2Checkout. So if you're from the Africas or you're from in and around Asia, I recommend taking a look at 2Checkout. It's actually have a seamless integration with your checkout systems, and you're actually going to be able to sell within a broader market as well than you are going to be able to with Ebanks. So as you can see here, they actually integrate with Shopify. They actually do have a really good mobile checkout as well. I've actually checked out using 2Checkout before, and their mobile integration is pretty solid. The next thing I definitely say about 2Checkout is definitely apply and take a look at their pricing as well. So 2Checkout is going to offer pretty much the same services as Ebanks. I don't really want to go through and bore you pretty much repeating the same thing, but the difference between Ebanks and 2Checkout is always going to be the price. So if we go up here, we can see the pricing that they're actually offering is a 3.5%, and they're also taking 25p as well. So it's actually fairly expensive in terms of their charges, but because of the technology and because of the seamless in terms of their checkout, I'd actually still recommend going for 2Checkouts. Now the option I recommend you guys pick would definitely be the lower option, because it's going to be a simpler integration, and I recommend you guys definitely go through and inquire about negotiating prices once you scale as well. Because one thing I found is that you can negotiate Stripe fees once you're trading over around $100,000, and I definitely recommend just keeping an eye on these guys, because these prices, they're definitely open for negotiation. Now another thing I actually recommend that 2Checkout is very good for is that global payments feature. So I can't emphasize it enough. These guys take global payments, which means it's going to give you the exact same service that Shopify payments would have, for example. Now the next company we need to take a look at is a company called Squirrel. Now Squirrel is amazing for you guys based in the Ukraine, in and around the Ukraine as well, and this is actually going to allow you to break down your payments. It's another third-party app, so like I said, always make sure you have your pixel on there as well. It allows you to have rapid transfers, digital wallets, and shopping carts as well. And great payments as well. So these guys actually do direct bank transfer straight into your bank as well when you want to accept payments. When it comes to using Squirrel, Squirrel's actually been able to use with Visa, MasterCard, American Express, like I said as well, direct bank transfer, and Klarna, and tons of other payment options as well. Now Klarna is one of those companies that do payment installments, just like Ebanks, but the only difference is Klarna is a third party company. Now going through Squirrel, Squirrel's going to offer you all the same services as the rest of those guys. Now with Squirrel, you are also going to need to have a registered business to apply for them as well. So like I said, always get a registered business. Now Squirrel actually has one of the best pricing options in my opinion when it comes to using a third party provider. The reasons for this is because it breaks down its payment options into really simple to understand language. So you can literally see here from the deposit and funds methods, and you can also see the global payment methods as well. They're only offering 1% fees, which is really low in my opinion, but they also charge you on the withdrawal as well. So that's where they're going to be making most of their money. Now what I would actually do is only be withdrawing once a month, and just like I said, once you start trading a little bit more, you can start to negotiate these fees as well. Now as you can see here, it has different options for sending and receiving money, and it also breaks down into currency conversion as well. It's going to break down all the different options that you're going to need to know. With Squirrel though, you will need to be applying for the e-commerce option as well to have that added to your site. So like I said, always make sure you have a registered business. Take a look at our last video which breaks down everything to do with tax as well, and this is going to give you the best head start Q4 and maximizing your conversion value with the best payment processors possible. Now as you can see, the last thing we need to be breaking down is the administration fees. Now these guys are going to be charging you fees on chargebacks as well, so make sure you limit the chargebacks, and it's also going to charge you other fees and miscellaneous fees as well. So if you limit your chargebacks, you deliver good customer service, Squirrel is the best option for you if you're outside of obviously Latin America and Asia as well. So hopefully guys, that sums up the whole of the world when it comes to payments. And I didn't just break down the normal payment options, which is like Stripe and PayPal, because I didn't want you guys to be getting your $30,000-$40,000 payments on hold. We've all been there in the company, and that's the one thing I don't want for you guys. So that's it for us guys. I've broken down everything when it comes to payment processes and pretty much answered most of the questions when it comes to payments in and around the world. I didn't want to break down anything when it came to just taking PayPal or using Stripe as well, because we've all been there and we've all done our research and seen that you can get those $50,000-$60,000 payments on hold just as we've had in this company. And that's the one thing I didn't want for you guys. So definitely get a registered business and apply for these third-party providers, because that's going to give you the best head start to progress in your e-commerce business as well.